Our other top story here at 5, family members of Erik and Lyle Menendez made an emotional call for their release today, 35 years after they killed their parents.
But not everyone in the family agrees with this. KCAL News reporter Rachel Kim has the story from downtown LA.
It's time to recognize the injustice they've suffered and allow them the second chance they deserve.
I believe we can finally bring justice for my cousins, Lyle and Erik.
In what they call a powerful show of unity, nearly 24 family members of Lyle and Erik Menendez gathered in front of the criminal courthouse in downtown L.A. to push for the brothers' release from prison. This after L.A. County District Attorney George Gascon recently announced that his office is reviewing new evidence to determine whether the brothers should be serving life sentences for killing their parents.
I am here to ask the District Attorney's office to take into account the full picture. The truth that was hidden for so long.
56-year-old Lyle Menendez and 53-year-old Erik Menendez are in state prison without the possibility of parole after being convicted of killing their parents, Jose and Kitty, with a shotgun in their Beverly Hills mansion more than 35 years ago. The brothers said they killed out of self-defense after enduring a lifetime of sexual, physical, and emotional abuse from them.
As details of Lyle and Erik's abuse came to light, it became clear that their actions, while tragic, were the desperate response of two boys trying to survive the unspeakable cruelty of their father.
Earlier this month, Gascon said his office is reviewing new evidence and will decide on whether the case warrants resentencing or a new trial. The new evidence includes a letter written by Erik to his cousin 8 months before the killing describing the abuse. Also, a new witness. A former member of the boy band Menudo claims he was sexually abused by Jose Menendez at the family's home.
It corroborates what was testified to in trial number 1.
During trial, prosecutors said there was no evidence of any molestation. They said the sons were after the parents' multi-million-dollar estate. Kitty Menendez's brother, Milton Anderson, agrees.
He believes that what occurred originally in the trial in terms of the conviction and the sentence was just, and that was because it's his understanding that the motive behind the murder was really it was based on greed.
Kathy Katie says her client has been kept in the dark about decisions in this case and found out about the DA's decision from the media.
And he wants to make sure that his voice is not forgotten or silenced.
If Lyle and Erik's case were heard today, there is no doubt in my mind that their sentencing would have been very different.
After the news conference, family members walked across the street to DA Gascon's office because, per what's known as Marcy's Law, crime victims have a right to be heard. They have a right to a say in the matter. Now, a court hearing on this case is scheduled for late November. Family members of Lyle and Erik Menendez hope that the brothers are released from prison and at home in time for Thanksgiving. Reporting from downtown LA, Rachel Kim, KCAL News.
The Menendez case led to a media frenzy when it first happened, and today was no different. A sea of reporters and photographers surrounded the family as they made their statements this afternoon.
A lot of media, hundreds of maybe international media, local media, many. It was really a lot.
I'm only a few years younger than them, and I remember when it happened, so it's amazing to see the interest in this.
Well, adding to the spotlight, Netflix released the true crime documentary, The Menendez Brothers, earlier this month.
And tonight, we're taking a deeper look into reevaluating closed cases.
Assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk. Now, Mike, you've gotten some data from the DA's office. How many of these reviews actually end with people getting out of prison?
Yeah, you know, Pat and Chauncey, we're going to look at that data. But this DA's office created in 2021 what they call their resentencing unit and their murder resentencing unit. So of those cases, how many have they actually looked at? Well, 681 cases have been reviewed by that office. Now, how many of the cases have actually been resentenced? We'll show you here. It's about 300 of these cases. Now, after those resentencing, how many people actually got out of prison? That number even smaller here. Of those 300, we'll show you it is 206 people who were immediately released right after their cases were resentenced. Now, when we talk about the Menendez case, we have to remember that this is all a case that will be brought by the DA's office or be helped by the DA's office if he chooses to ask the case to be reviewed, but ultimately ultimately it is up to a court and a judge to ultimately grant the resentencing, what that resentencing would be, if it would be immediate release or if it would be lesser time than they were originally sentenced to. So the DA's office in this situation is reviewing that case based on some of that new evidence that we've been telling you about. But will it actually lead to their release? That is yet to be seen, obviously. It has to go through a chain of events, Pat and Chauncey. But most importantly, this will ultimately be up to a judge to decide if this case will be resentenced or if these brothers will be released. Guys?
All right, a lot of work and news in the days ahead, I'm sure. Thank you, Mike.